ever, OTB on the web. I'm Ryan Coletti. Coming up in this edition, the men's basketball team trying to stay perfect. The football team season comes to an unexpected end, and women's basketball looks to avoid a 3-game skid. But first, the latest on a story that has cast a spotlight on Syracuse in recent weeks. The Bernie Fine case may finally be seeing its end. On Wednesday, Onondaga County District Attorney William Fitzpatrick addressed the allegations concerning the former associate head coach in a news conference. Here's what he told our Clay Lepard.
Absent a new victim coming forward, the state investigation is complete. There are no further allegations to investigate, and we are turning all of our information over to the United States Attorney, who is pursuing possible allegations regarding Zach Tomaselli in the city of Pittsburgh.
And SU looking to keep the focus on the court and on their perfect season so far. On Friday, over 24,000 fans saw Scoop Jardine lead the Orange down the stretch to seal a 72-68 win over the 9th-ranked Florida Gators, the highest-ranked opponent on SU's non-conference slate. But head coach Jim Boeheim said afterwards that the Orange's next game against Marshall could be their toughest. And the Herd proved to be a tough matchup for the Orange, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Just 62 points for SU, their lowest total this season. Dion Waiters provided the spark off the SU bench with 15 points, as well as 2 steals. The Orange leading the nation in steals this season. For Marshall, Dennis Tinnen had a double-double, with head coach Jim Boeheim still not satisfied with the offensive side of SU's play.
It's 2 games. We played 2 pretty good teams. We have not played well. We have not played well in offense by any stretch of the imagination, by any interpretation of good offense at all.
Our defense has been there since the Garden, from the pressing, full court pressing to our zone. It's been there for us, and we're just going to have to clean up our offense, and I think that's going to help us tremendously.
Our offense is going to get better. I'm telling you. We got a week off after we play George Washington. We can focus on our offense, and that's going to be the key to our success.
With the Orange ranked in the preseason top 5, it was no surprise that the men's basketball team had more wins than the SU football team by December. But what would be surprising is the Orange football team losing 5 in a row, something a certain Greg Robinson couldn't even do, and miss out on a bowl. Painful 33-20 loss ends the Orange season at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Ryan Nassib had 225 yards passing. That broke Marvin Gray's record for passing yards in a single season. His 1 TD in this game also gave him 22 for his career, tying him with SU greats Don McNabb, Don McPherson. And certainly that's something that a bright spot the Orange can look forward to. But as CitrusTV's Josh Wetmore reports, the Orange had no one to blame but themselves for this season ending so early.
Syracuse loses to Pitt 33-20. Syracuse will not qualify for a bowl, did not get their 6th win in what was their most turnover-prone and accident-prone game of the season. Coach Marone and the players very disappointed after the game.
We had an opportunity during the course of the season to get some things done. It's a shame that we weren't able to do that. I feel that the seniors have done a good job, and they're the ones I really feel for, because I wanted to make sure that they can go out and feel good about themselves and go out the right way.
No one was talking. A lot of tears, and I mean, like I told everyone, I said this one hurt the most.
I feel horrible for the seniors that aren't coming back next year. That could have been me, and so I don't want that to happen next year.
Despite the poor performance, Doug Marone and the players were already looking forward to next season. Doug Marone saying that preparing for next year starts tomorrow. Reporting from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Josh Wetmore, CitrusTV.
Well, the only record of this football season SU fans could probably bear to see again may be the several records set by a trio of Orange teammates. Quarterback Ryan Nassib set the program record for most passing yards in a single season. One of his favorite targets, tight end Nick Provo, broke the Orange record for most receptions at tight end. And running back Antoine Bailey became the 15th SU player ever to run for 1,000 yards in a season. And SU women's basketball returned to the Carrier Dome on Wednesday night to begin Big East play against West Virginia. Wait a second, isn't it kind of early for that? Well, yes, it is the first time in 10 years the Orange has tipped off in conference play this early in the season. SU trailed the Mountaineers by 16 points midway through the second half before cutting the West Virginia lead down to 2. WVU held on for the lead, though, in the waning minutes to take the 76-72 win. CitrusTV's Darius Joshua reports, though, that Coach Q is standing by his team after this 3-game slide.
Even with a strong comeback with 10 minutes left to play, the team could not overcome the poor shooting they had against West Virginia. The Orange are now 1 for 28 from behind the arc in their last 2 games. The players know they still have things to work on, and Coach Quentin Hillsman stands behind them.
I just love my kids. I think that they work very hard. I put a lot of pressure on those guys every day. I ask them to do a lot, and we're just going to keep working as hard as we can.
We need to box out. You know, we do need to work on our perimeter shooting and continue to get the ball high-low, because that's what works for us. When we box out, we hit shots and work on our high-low. That's what we do at Syracuse.
We got to talk a little more in our zone, and know we a strength. So if one move, we all got to move. So we just got to make sure we can help and just stay focused.
Coach Hillsman compared the team to an unfinished home. The scaffolding may not look beautiful, and there may not be grass in the lawn, but by the end of the season, through the team's hard work and perseverance, that home will look beautiful. Darius Joshua, CitrusTV.
And finally on the ice, SU women getting a sample this past weekend of a program about to join the CAHA conference next season. Lindenwood University is in its first year as an NCAA women's hockey program. As expected, SU coasted to a 6-2 victory Friday night, but Saturday, a totally different story. The Lions carried a 1-0 lead into the third period before SU junior Jessica Sorensen scored her 5th goal this season to even it up, and the Orange needed an overtime goal by freshman Nicole Ferreira to take the sweep. Citrus TV's Heather Prusak reports on 2 very different wins for the Orange.
With the Orange taking on a team that had only 1 win coming into this weekend, head coach Paul Flanagan decided to give his 3rd-string senior goalie, Stephanie Jones, the start. And it was the support of her teammates that allowed her to take full advantage of this opportunity.
I think everyone was pretty happy for me. My teammates are generally really supportive of me. I try to be a good teammate, so I guess they returned that by being supportive.
It was great to give her an opportunity, and it's tough for her. It's tough for us because she's got two other goalies that are pretty good, and they were great. Drinky and Billy supporting her.
But Saturday, it was a younger player's time to shine.
I just kind of walked around in the crease, and Margot made a nice pass to me, and I tried to shoot low, and it went in.
She was up with Holly and Margot all week. We made a change on Monday and moved some people around, so she picked a good time to score her first goal. And that was a very opportunistic play on her part.
Lindenwood will be a future CHA opponent as it joins the league next year. Meanwhile, the Orange opens up conference play at Robert Morris this weekend. Reporting from Kennedy Ice Pavilion, Heather Prusak, Citrus TV.
And thanks for watching Citrus TV's first OTB on the web and our last one of 2011. We hope everyone has a nice holiday, and we'll see you in the next year.